Good morning. Good morning. This is Sanjay and Rose live with Motivation Station. Good morning. Good morning, Rose.
Good morning, Sanjay. It's been
How
a
are
whole
you?
week. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's been one heck of a week because I think remember last week I had the flu, so I was just getting over that.
Yes. You're feeling
I'm
better?
like 95% there. It's a little bit uh yeah, phlegmy in the throat, but it's not terrible. But how are you?
That is amazing. This week I actually, started. There's like a thing. It's called like 20 day of a wall Pilates or whatever. I've
Mm,
been watching and watching and watching that. I'm like, you know what? Let me try something because I'm in the journey of adding a more exercise routine to my life. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna grab. It was calisthenics. That's a
calisthenics. Yeah.
beautiful word, right? So I did. It's 28 days, and it's for a whole year. I don't know the program yet, but I'm doing the 28 already today, day number 6.
Ooh.
So I can feel it everywhere. my
There. Yeah.
my glutes, my upper body. I did yesterday upper body. I could feel it in the like my back is burning. But you know
Mm,
what? It's a good burn. It's
mm,
a really good burn, and I'm really excited that you know what? Because three priorities in
mm.
life you have your first priority is your time. Use
Yeah,
it
of course.
wisely. Your second priority is your health. Why? Because health is wealth invested.
Yeah.
And the third, what do you think is the third?
Diet? No.
It's investing on others. Who
Oh,
is
okay.
around you is very important. The three things: time,
Sure.
health, and who is around you. Because all that together creates that beautifulness, that energy, and that's health.
Yeah.
Everything, right?
Now, health is
So
definitely a top priority.
this
People
is
people
my
underappreciate
week.
it, and I definitely feel like I think for a lot of people, it kind of hits them in the 30s. Like it hit me in the 30s. Like when I after I turned 30, like I realized me not taking care of myself as much as I should have started taking like a huge toll, and
Mhm.
yeah, no, I think it was definitely like a 2025 kind of moment, but it was just because like the way 2024 went and the way 2024 ended, I was like, you know what, I have to be a little bit more conscious. So I think I had mentioned it to you before, but I don't quite remember. But I am diabetic, so I've been working on dieting properly, right? And it's just
Yeah.
been a struggle because, like, towards the end of last year, I was at a job that I wasn't um, too happy about.
Mhm.
Obviously I was making
Mhm.
the money, but my mental health was just gone. And I left that. I got a better job now. I'm a little bit more relaxed. I have a little bit more time to myself. And I was like, I have to, take care of my own self and my own body and, both physical and mental. And mentally I'm doing great. Like I'm doing a lot better, especially with the podcast. We started doing the podcast at the end of November.
Yes.
Everything started adding up. Everything started feeling better. I mentioned a few podcasts ago that my uncle passed away, and
Yes.
his son, so my cousin, we started a healthier lifestyle, like
Challenge. Mhm.
just because like he's diabetic too, and we're like, we don't want to be around for this short term. We want to be around longer.
Of
So we
course.
changed our diets, and like it's been crazy because like for me, I always followed diets that I read online. Like I didn't do a full amount of research. I just kind of listened to what anybody would say, and
Mhm.
I was like, okay, I'll do whatever, I'll eat. But then he showed me a video of like dieting properly using because like we would do like the keto diet or like a paleo diet and stuff like that.
Yes.
But instead of doing any of that, what I've actually been doing is because I wouldn't eat too many fruits, right? So I didn't do a lot of greens like spinach, kale, super any sort of like
Mhm.
super greens. So what I started doing is in the morning for breakfast, I started doing fruits, right? I started doing mixed berries,
Mm.
so like raspberries, blueberries,
Yes.
cherries, strawberries, right? And it would wake me up more than coffee would do it, right? So then I was getting awake, and then I was having less and less coffee, more and more tea.
Mhm.
Another thing I started doing was I was eating more like apples and bananas, right? So I didn't do that then because every time I eat it banana, like my sugar would just crash. Like my stomach would start turning. I'd have to go to the bathroom immediately. And like, what is happening? But it was because that I didn't take care of my diabetes throughout. That I had nothing but bad carbs and bad sugar in my body. And then after I
Hmm.
started eating right, I had no more problems. Like everything just kind of started like going away.
Exactly.
So like my sugar is always high. My sugar is really high, like dangerously high. But I changed my diet, and I started eating more greens. I started eating more like vegetables, like chickpeas now is like my go-to snack. I don't eat like junk food as much anymore. Like I don't like I would get tempted by sweets. Like who doesn't love Oreos? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so
Like
basically you crowded out your pantry.
yeah, I cried out my
Well,
pantry, but I also
basically.
timed out my meals a little bit better. I stopped eating after a
Yes.
certain point. I started drinking water to, a certain amount of water. The only thing I haven't started doing is going back to the gym, which I am starting like this week, and it was mainly because of, like financial issues and stuff like that. But now I'm set straight. But man, like it's been only been like a 4 month journey. I have an app that tracks all my food and stuff like that. It's going pretty well. Like I see my sugar dropping
I'm
naturally.
proud
I'm
of
not
you.
taking yeah. It's so I
Yeah,
mean, like back to your point, it's very important that health is wealth. Health is gold.
I
People
already.
don't appreciate as much, and I guess a message to your youngsters out there that really to take care of yourself while you're still young, so nothing goes AWOL when you're a little bit older. But it's very important. It is
Yes,
absolutely important.
I am definitely looking at my mom, right? The little
Oh right,
update
yeah,
on my
that's it.
mom, right? And I also want to say that two of my aunts passed away from cancer. My mom is right now on the way of healing, being cancer free.
Yeah.
Obviously, doctors always say make sure you watch your diet, make sure you watch it. So for me, it's very important. I always tell my mom, I said, Mom, we have the same diet
Mm,
because crowding out processed food and fast food and sugars is for everyone, not
yeah.
only because you're already there and have that chronic disease. No, it's before you have that chronic disease, you crowd that out. And that was very important. Of course, right now, we continue with the psychotherapy with my mom.
Mm,
Even my nephew yesterday texted me saying, wow, she actually feels and looks alive. And my brother always also said, wow, your voice changed. Okay, that's kind of a like, hello, yeah, right, we're doing psychotherapy. Yes, it's a lot of energy. Yesterday, we was working on her childhood, and one of the things came up that she needed to let it out, and I was like, wow, moment, right? Just working through that guilt and grief, it's just wow moment. And now she feels so much better. Now she already thinking about with her friends. She's 74, her friend is 78. They are planning a trip to Thailand.
Ooh,
Woo!
wow, that's gonna
You
be a
see
fun
the
trip.
progress?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
telling you,
yeah.
back in November, she couldn't walk.
Hmm.
She was holding onto the walls to be able to walk. She had a constant diarrhea and vomiting. And
Yeah,
today she's planning a trip to Thailand. Why? Because
yeah.
God is
So
great, because we're working, there's a therapy, there's a cycle, immunotherapy, chemotherapy, everything is a complex. It's all about how we think, guys.
yeah, I,
Prioritize your time, your health, and the people around you.
it's funny that like I didn't know what to name the podcast, and I was like, because we did talk to our guest a little bit, and I
Title.
was like, I'm looking forward to like getting to know her, and I was like, what should I name this? And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna name it Work Hard, Play Hard, and that's it. And that's exactly what your mom is doing. She's working towards her health, and it makes a difference. It's crazy because there is the journey of making sure your health is good, both mental, physical, you're eating right and stuff like that, right? But you also want to enjoy your life. You know, you also want to enjoy the time that is given to you and the time that you can have, because not unfortunately not a lot of people get that time. And I'm very actually happy to hear that your mom is just like, let's go out, let's go to Thailand, let's go
Thank
on
you.
this trip. And it makes a
She's
difference. Like once you have that mental built up, you actually see it even physically on your face. um my mom, like I know my mom was working her ass off her entire life, and she just retired more or less last year. So she's traveling in India right now, she's having fun, but I can see how tired she looks. And it's probably because I mean, she was just getting over being sick too, and being in
Yes.
India is fun. But I know she wants to spend time with her granddaughter. I know she wants to spend time, like, playing and putting in that time, because she knows she's older, and in her mental it's like, I don't know how much time I have left, but I don't want her to be thinking that way. I want her to think about
Yeah.
what do you want to do with Lily today, what do you want to do with Lily tomorrow. And I'll be honest, I've probably been less grateful than I should be. I know she works her ass off, and I know I don't contribute to helping her as much as I should, or I'd want to. But every time she goes on these long trips, and then this time was one of her longest trips. She's been in India for like 4 months, and I started taking care of everything around the house, and now I'm getting used to taking
Hmm.
care of everything around the house. So when she comes back, I'll still be taking care of everything around the house. So then it's
That
like,
is
Mom, I'll
amazing.
cook, I'll do the dishes,
Yeah.
I'll go do the shopping. I'll drive you to go take your shopping. I want to spend as much time as I can, and I know it's kind of weird because for a lot of people, it's like, now that we're getting older, we're realizing that we should be spending this time with them, right? But whether it's you do it when you're young, you're a child in your 20s, or whether you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, if you have that time to spend with your family, do it. 110%. Do it as much as you can, and make the
Yes.
best out of it,
Yeah, just I would say, like, take every second as a moment, the moment that will never come back again,
Yeah.
and take every second like it's your whole year,
Yeah.
and value that second. Value every second and be in the moment, be here right now in the moment, because that's crucial. That moment not gonna come back again. So what do you do with your time and
Yeah.
how you invest in those moments? That's how you shape your mind, and that's how your mind is your reality. Your thoughts are your reality. You bring that up to your to your life. And today's guest is a perfect example how to carve yourself, to make yourself, to stay strong, no matter what happens in life. Keep going, reshaping your brain, reshaping your thoughts, people
Mm.
around you, connecting to higher self, to connecting to a great people, connecting to family, like you said. Be with your family, be there, invest that time. And the way she does it is just so amazing. And I'm sure she's going to share her story.
Mm.
And she's a brilliant chef.
Mm.
Like, my favorite
Excellent.
food is the one who is with somebody else cooking for me. That's my favorite
Yeah,
food.
no, home meals are 100%.
So
Yeah.
I said, you know what? She's like, oh, what do you want to eat? Whatever you're making, I'm already happy. Why? Because
Yeah.
first of all, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be
Yeah.
tasty. I
Hmm.
want to have it, and make sure it's fun to go to.
Yeah, no, no, you nailed those points on the head, because yeah, no, time is
That
so
banana pudding. Oh,
precious. Oh, oh, she makes banana pudding. I'm gonna have to. Is she?
please.
Well, I'll ask her when she comes on about that stuff. But before we bring on, I just, yeah, I want to go over. So I'm with you on that. That time is precious, right? And it's crazy that I'm super happy that you said it like that, because people don't understand how precious time really is. Like right now, it is 2:15, 2025 at 11:15 right now, right? And it's a few seconds in, and now that second is gone, and no one, like, it'll be next Saturday, same time, different day. It's not the same time, it's not the same moment, it's not, everything is
Yes.
constantly moving, and every moment is constantly precious. And
Be here
I see
right
people all the
now.
time, they're like, oh, not to bash anything like this, but people have like their sweet 16s and 18, and I know there's certain moments, it's like that's when
Yes.
somebody becomes an
Yes.
adult, and stuff like that. But when people say, oh, you only turn 10 once, 15 once, 20, I'm like, well, technically you live every single second once. And I try to make it understandable, like, hey, like, really value that part. Yeah, also let me just say good morning to
Yeah.
those
One of
that
the
have
best
joined.
things that I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold
One
on.
of
I'm
the best
sorry.
things.
Let me just
Yeah.
say, yeah, sorry.
Megan.
I just want to read there. So, yeah, good morning to everyone watching. And Megan says your podcasts are awesome. Thank you so much
Thank you.
again, Megan, for watching. And yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rose. I didn't mean to cut you off.
What I'm saying is that if you live, example, if you want to live to 120, right? Example. You are 30 years old. So you have 90, 90 summers, 90 winters, 90 springs, and 90 autumns, right? Fall. So your number is different. Well, everyone has their own numbers. So take that 90 number, right? And break it down. What are you doing each summer, each winter, each fall, each spring? And that gonna give you that short number,
Yeah.
right? 70, 60, whatever people have.
Mm.
It's gonna give you a visual how precious your time is
Yeah.
and
You know
how
when
you want to live your life. Because
when
if you
you
don't plan your life, somebody else will plan it for you,
yeah.
and they don't have a better plan for you. So plan it for yourself.
When you count it like that, it's like, listen, you only have like 70s, it's like an example, like 70 summer, 70 spring, 70 winters. It doesn't feel like a lot when you say it like that because each season just
Yes.
seems to fly by, but no, I mean, 100%, I agree with you there. And yeah, I know I look forward to getting to know our guest. So let's go ahead and let's bring her in. Let
Beverly,
me just
there's
hello,
my
hello,
she's
Beverly.
my dear
Welcome to
sister,
the stream.
Good afternoon.
my
Thank you
family.
guys so much for having me.
Of course, no, thank you
How's it
for
going?
joining. Yeah, Beverly, please tell us about yourself.
All right, I'm from Somerset, New Jersey. I am a co-owner of Boss Clean Kitchen. My partner is not with me today, but she is also Quadira Richardson. We have an Instagram page you guys can follow us on. But mostly, what I do is I try to create an experience where what you're eating doesn't make you feel guilty.
Mm,
So you have all of the benefits of a guilty pleasure meal with none of the guilty pleasure repercussions. We really like to focus on fresh ingredients. I prefer not to use things that come from cans. I don't like using frozen ingredients.
yeah, you're
Everything
fresh.
I really try to invest my time into going to farmers markets or locally sourced locations so that we can really get the best quality of food available.
No, that's great too. Yeah, because I mean, it's crazy how much of a difference it makes when you're having meals from processed or frozen, like you said, versus like fresh and I think the other beautiful part to that as well is that not only are you getting fresh ingredients, you're supporting those local businesses, those local places.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
that's awesome. That is amazing. How long have you been doing this?
Um, we have been doing this for about 7 years. However, I actually haven't eaten fast food such as McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Wendy's in like 15 years.
That's great. I
Like,
I I, I aspire to be there, but no,
you know
that
what it is? It's more of a convenience meal, and that's
yes.
essentially how a lot of people get pulled in. It's not that they want to continue eating bad food. It's I gotta pick my kid up from school. I have a work meeting. I don't have time to make a full breakfast. I'm getting ready to go to an event. There's gonna be food there. I can just grab a sandwich to hold me over. And basically, with that, it's really easy to fall into those traps as a day to day. So it stops becoming a convenience meal and you start actually eating this as your diet. Like this is now what you're putting in your body on a consistent basis.
Yeah. No, you nailed that too. You're absolutely right. So it's called fast food, for a reason. And I think more like, I was just telling Rose a little bit earlier today, and I'm sure you heard me saying it too. I started cooking a little bit more just to be a little bit healthier. And after a while, like, I like bad habit. One of my worst habits was like we go shopping for groceries every weekend, right? And in the plaza that we go, like we'll just go to shop, right? Because we just go to the local grocer. But like there's a there's a Burger King, right? And for whatever reason we always end up going in the afternoon around like 3 4 o'clock. So we do our shopping, so we're already going hungry, right? Because we had lunch at like 12 1 o'clock. Then we're going hungry to go grocery shopping to get food that we want to cook for dinner. But it's like, it's already 5 o'clock. Burger King's right there. Let's just get a few burgers and go home. And then it became a bad habit because A, you're spending more money. B, you're kind of like eating not great food. And then like, you bring your groceries home, and then uh, when you start having these bad habits, they just kind of fall over to other bad habits. So you don't like want to eat food right away. You don't want to have to cook. Um, you just kind of want to have food and be ready and be set to go. But I started breaking out of that. Like now, if we do grocery shopping, I'm like, all right, we're gonna do it either after lunch, like right after lunch, so we eat at home and then go, or we do it after dinner, so we eat dinner and then we go. Um, but like the more and more I started breaking away from it, like I will admit, I've been craving it a lot less, like a lot less. Like I'll see it there and I'll be like, I'd rather just go home and make like a salad with tofu or something. I'm actually like drooling over like ideas of cooking now because I'm still mastering the art of cooking. In fact, the other day on Facebook, um, I'm sure you may know, but like there's some Asian households, especially Indian households, who have like this steel tin that have like smaller steel cups in them, and they have a variety of spices. None of it's labeled. No, there's no cup. There's no sticker that says paprika or garam masala or nothing. But like our parents know exactly what everything is because they cooked with it all their
Wow.
lives.
Nope.
So I took
Yeah.
it out. I took it out of the like the cabinet, and I was like, you know what? Time to experiment. And I didn't know what everything was, so I was like, And the best part is, there's plenty of people who are also on this path of eating right. So I took a picture, I put it on Facebook. I'm like, and I put numbers on them. I'm like, can anyone tell me what these are? And like a lot of people are like, how would we know without the labels? And all my Indian family came like, all right, that's paprika, that's garam masala, that's pepper. Like they knew right off the bat what it was because everyone has it as well. So I was like, beautiful. So I started cooking a little bit more with tofu because like tofu kind of just absorbs everything.
Yeah.
Um, there was times where I thought I was eating healthy, but I wasn't. So like one thing I really love was paneer, which is cottage cheese, but then that's like full of fat. And like it's great, it's delicious, but then like fat is its own thing. And it's like, okay, I gotta eat less of that. So I traded my paneer for um tofu. And then even like milk, like I don't really do milk as much anymore. I try to get calcium through like oranges naturally. And I have dietary questions in general, or like food questions in general that I might ask you. But
Okay.
like what I'm trying to get at is that you're right. Like most of the meals a lot of people have is just out of convenience. um and I think it is important to make the time because I understand pepper people have a busy schedule. It's hard to cook, it's hard to clean, it's hard to especially if you have children, it's hard to like do stuff around the children. Like my wife used to love cooking, but with our daughter, it's kind of hard for her. But I think it's more important that like I know it's hard, but I think it's important to make the time. Like you have to make some sort of sacrifice to make the time to cook, to make these meals, to meal prep, to like meal just in general have that kind of way of eating because it does change a lot, and not just because like you're eating healthier, but like your overall health becomes better.
And
Plenty, right?
you start to feel better
Yeah.
as your whole. And like you touched on about how you're craving it less. That's your body working all of that bad stuff that you have essentially been eating for years out of your system. So the
Mm.
human body is just so amazing because when you're eating those foods, you don't realize it, but that's like giving your body a, a drug equivalent.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
you're not getting physically high, but you're putting so much oil, you're putting so much salt, you're putting so much sugar that it is essentially comparable to getting high. Like your body doesn't process it the way that we discuss things like, oh, I haven't done drugs, so I'm not high. But your body doesn't process it that way. Your body processes you're putting a lot of bad things in me at one time.
Yeah. No, you're
So
100% right.
That's true.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
I think people are saying
and
like the one of the most addicting things, even over like drugs, not to get too deep there, but is like sugar. Like everyone just craves that sugar, and then they have
Yeah.
the
Number
sugar
one drug in
crash.
the world,
Yeah,
sugar.
And
it's intense.
food is very addictive, and just its overall fact that we need to eat every day.
Yeah,
So of course we need to eat every day. That's just something we have to do to make sure we're in good health. But in that same token, they, like he said, the sweets are really always right in your face. You can't go into one store. You can't even. I feel like you go in the car wash. They have gumball machines and they have little chocolates and a vending machine. Like you don't see anyone putting apples in vending
no, no,
machines. You
Yes.
no.
don't see a vending machine with strawberries or oranges on it. You know what I mean? So that sugar is constantly being shoved in our face as that temptation. Like, oh man, I just need a snack. And again, like I said, what's going to be right there? That sugary, sweet, instant gratification.
Yeah,
But even with the speaking of your wife and her getting tired from having a child now, that can be very time consuming as well. What I like to tell parents when they're trying to stray away from those bad habits of eating out or fast food and stuff like that is you have to make it an activity that you can do with your kid, because you don't want them getting your bad habits, like without you even realizing it, you're passing down the habits that you're trying to stop. You can use them as a fresh start. Like use
yeah,
them kind of as your motivation and as your, like, I don't want my kid to ingest the same garbage food that I ate. I want them to be better than me. And the way that we do that as a family is by creating this kind of moment where we're all together and making this a family habit. The same way you said, you and your family go to the grocery store and you stop at Burger King. Now your new habit might need to be pre-slicing fruit for the week. Maybe
yeah,
your new habit needs to be you guys, sitting down and comprehensively looking at, like, what's I have Welch's Farm candy, but what's on the market that's better than that? What's less sugar? What's natural sugars? Like, let's start looking into what we're going to get before we even get to the grocery store. So, you are now creating new habits, and your body's just gonna adjust to them. It's not you taking a loss, or like, again, in the beginning it's always going to be hard because, like
yeah,
I said, you're going to be craving those things because your body has to work them out. But
yeah,
it's really about creating new habits, and it's really difficult for the first 30 days. I
yeah,
promise you, it's literally all uphill from there, because you're gonna wake up and you're gonna grab that packet of fruit or your pre-made lunch that actually is like sweet potato, green bean, and a protein of your choice, and you're gonna just throughout the day say, like, I haven't yawned once.
yeah, yeah,
Like that's strange. I slept all night, and why am I yawning? I don't feel tired. Your body thinks it's tired from all of those bad foods that it's trying to constantly process and work through. So it really is about just creating those new habits. You'll feel better, and that sense of pride knowing like your family is involved in it, and this is not taking away from time but kind of building into more family time, if anything.
yeah. No, I'm super
It's
happy that
amazing. Yeah.
with even with my
It's a
daughter,
great
like
habit.
she's been like great breakfast habits. Like she'll have like blueberries and strawberries in the morning. There's always some sort of like my wife would try to make like pancakes or something like that. But we try to make like I have like the healthier pancakes that you can make, or we try with like bananas and stuff. But like I'm happy because there's a lot of kids. Like my daughter's only 2. She's turning 3 next month actually. And I'll have her on the podcast just to say hello. But um, like she loves eating fruits. Like she loves eating like healthier snacks. Um, she I actually involve her in like when I'm cooking, just so that she gets involved with cooking, right? So she's a little bit older than 2, and like I'm very careful with her, but I'll be like, let's cut some strawberries and stuff like that together. So I'll hold it. She'll hold like the knife. I know that sounds crazy, but she'll hold the knife at the handle with me, and we just kind of slice things together. And like I'll sneak one in her mouth, and she'll start laughing. Like we make it like a fun activity. Even when we go shopping for groceries, like we'll go to ShopRite, and I know it's not like the freshest groceries, but we'll go to like the vegetables, the fruits, and I'm like, all right, help me choose out apples, help me choose out bananas, help me choose out broccoli. And she loves broccoli, which I'm a huge advocate of broccoli. Broccoli is like one of
Yeah.
my favorite foods. It wasn't when I was younger. When I was younger, like I ate my like Indian food, like when a lot of people make it, they use vegetables. It's always like normally like vegetables with spices. So it was mostly good, but what was the killer was like eating like the roti or the naan, anything like that. And it's only because like when it's pre-made, it's processed, and then when it's processed, it's heavy with butter, it's heavy with stuff that you really shouldn't do. So when I eat it without butter, and I try to kind of make it with a dough. I'm still experimenting a lot. So although like I'm not saying I'm eating 100% super healthy. It's at least 75% to 80% like healthier. And cravings like Burger King, cravings like even like Oreos. Like I was telling Rose, I love Oreos, and I'll be like, if I have one or two, it wouldn't be bad. And it really wasn't compared to what I used to eat before. But now like I see the packet of Oreos and it'll be open in front of me. I'm like, nah, I'm all right. And then just go from there. But you're right. I mean, for anything, but with our conversation here, starting is always the hardest. I think I have an app tracking my diet so far. I'm only on day 15, but like through the days, I see improvements in the process of the food I'm eating. Um, I mean, we like no one like as much as I want to say that we used to make excuses about time and not being able to have time management and all that stuff. That really isn't a thing anymore because there's so many things like apps. There's so many people that we can talk to. There's YouTube videos. There's Spotify. There's like so many sources that people can use to gain knowledge, right? There's people that they can talk to, right? I'm sure that Beverly, even if I reach out to you and say, hey Beverly, like I have a question about like this food, like what can I use to replace like with cooking with oil or something like that, right? Hypothetically, and you'll help me out. And like what I maybe I talk to you on Instagram, right? Whereas
Yeah.
back in the past it's a little bit different. Maybe if I see you in the supermarket out of I'm like, hey, what are you getting there? And talking there. But now we live in an age that now I got to know you. I'm gonna bother you probably all the time and be like, hey, Beverly, I need some
Like,
help cooking this
no.
and cooking that. But like we have the power to to cook right, to make foods right, to have a healthier lifestyle. Now it's a matter of doing your own motivation to do it, right? So you have to have that mentality, like I want to do this. That I think is the hardest first step above all. Once you start taking the baby steps, you're right. Everything is uphill. Like everything is better after that. But like just telling yourself like, no, I want to be healthier, which is exactly what my cousin and I did after my uncle passed away, because we were both diabetics, and we're like, we can't do this anymore. Like we can't just say go out and have Taco Bell. We can't just go out and have whatever. We have to eat healthier. And he took it, like we talked about it all the time, but it was the fact that like my uncle passed away that was the triggering figure for like triggering moment that we're like it's now or never. And I'll be honest, in the 15 days, you're right. I I stopped yawning, right? I'm still bad with sleeping. Like people say you should get like 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and it's hard for me to do that. So I'll get like 6 to 7, right? Maybe like at the least I would get like 5.5. But even when I was doing that and having a good breakfast, like a good fruits and like a lot of like I drink water as soon as I wake up now, um, water with lemon too, and I didn't even
Amazing.
need coffee anymore. I was just like, okay, I'll just after a while, coffee was just like, and I would have my coffee black. I don't put anything in my coffee anymore. Um, but like I didn't need it. I'd be working.
Yes, let
I was
me
able
add
to
something to
focus.
this, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
please.
let me add this. As a certified health coach, I want to say first of all, right? It's it's recognizing what are you eating. Look at your plate. Like what are you exactly eating? What are you eating? Okay? When you recognize what you're eating, now it's time to make a choice. Are you continue feeding yourself and healing yourself, or feeding yourself and killing yourself, right? So there's the two choices. Either you heal yourself, either the opposite, right?
Mm.
And the third thing that comes up is self love. Everything starts with self love. Can we
Mm.
actually start loving our own body, our own organs, and actually do something for ourselves? Okay? For Beverly to be able to say, hey, listen, I'm going to be using only farmers market food, only organic, only good stuff, soaking the vegetables and fruits and vegetables. I know she soaks them and takes all the bad stuff out, the pesticides, and provide that to the other people to eat. That's exactly what we're missing. This is exactly what we're missing in our country.
Mm.
Because as Beverly said, the triggers are everywhere. Sugar,
Yeah, yeah.
everywhere.
It, it's it's
But if you don't
it's
have enough protein in your body, you're
yeah,
going to crave sugar. That's
yeah.
it. If you have a lot of sugar, you won't even crave the protein. So what are we doing? Look at your plate. Recognize what you're eating. Make better choices. And go get some food from Beverly because she's an awesome
Oh,
girl.
definitely. I'm gonna. She
Please.
says she's in Somerset. Somerset's right there for me. I gotta
Yeah,
come through.
Please.
Um,
yeah.
yeah, no, I like. I think I forgot where I read it, but people are like they compared plates and like when you're eating healthier, when you're eating like your healthier food, it just looks more vibrant. It looks more
Yes.
colorful. You know, like your
It
palate looks
does.
like
Rainbow.
amazing.
Eat the
And like
rainbow.
when I took a step back, because like I use an app that uses like AI. So if I take a picture of food, it'll like see everything and be like, okay, you're eating spinach with tofu with some sort of creamy sauce, you know. And then I just have to edit like well how I made the sauce or whatever. Um, and I'm just like, compared to what I used to eat back then, like even like Burger King, like you watch it on TV, the way they spruce it up, it's all like they make it look good. But then when you go, you go there,
I
you're like, hey, let me
believe
get a
that when I did eat fast food, I've never eaten a burger that looked like the TV
no,
burger that
no.
sent me to the store to get that initial burger.
Exactly. Like you go there, it's like a nice like thick burger. It's like high up. You go there and you get like this flat
This
sandwich.
little
You're like, what is
flimsy
this?
patty that.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh man. That's so like. I mean, I agree. That is it is a game changer, right? It changes your mood too, right? It makes you like
Hmm.
happier. I felt healthier. Like I said, I was going through some financial struggles, but I was like, just because I can't go to the gym, I started working out at home. I have like a VR headset, so like the virtual reality stuff. So I have like a boxing thing, and I was able to do it. I felt comfortable. Um, my diabetes was getting to the point that it was actually affecting my body, right? So I have a thing. I forgot exactly what the terminology is called, but it starts affecting your feet, right? So your
Oh.
feet start to feel the like the numbness, the tingling, and
Oh.
I was like, I can't let this happen. Like this is really bad, right? It's only been like 2 weeks now, and I feel a difference in my feet. I'm going to see a specialist still, but like I my feet were always like kind of like numb. Like it was hard to like even wiggle my toes and stuff like that. And it's a part of diabetes. Like your nerves start getting damaged and shit starts shutting down, right? But after I started eating cleaner, I started having less and less problems. Like my feet feel a lot better. Like, I'm gonna say at least 65% better. 15 days in, and I'm like, at the beginning it was tough because I would eat healthy, and at the end of the night, which you shouldn't eat anything after like 8 9 o'clock, right? I'd be like, because I stay up
Yes.
late normally. I'm up till like 10 11 because that's just 11 12 o'clock,
Food is
and I'll be like, oh,
medicine.
I was like,
Food is
let me just
absolutely medicine.
yeah,
Food.
yeah, exactly. But I was like, oh, let me just have an Oreo or two, and then I would eat like four, and I'm like, I can't be doing this. So now what I started
No.
doing after a while is just started asking my wife to hide the food. so then I would go looking for it, and I'm like, I can't find it. You know what? Forget it. I give up. And then I would just like not eat, drink some little bit of water, and feel better. And then now everything is around me, and I'm like, I'm not even tempted by it. It's fine.
Just look
Um,
at it. Is it killing you or is it healing you?
yeah. But like the thing is, it's hard for people to have that mentality, and I don't think anybody's gonna ever have that mentality to the point that they're gonna be like, I'm gonna live like 100% clean life, right? But no one's asking anyone to do it like that. I mean, of course, if you can, go for it. If you
I was gonna
can't, at
say
least do the best you can.
it's too much pressure to just wake up one morning and say, "All right, I'm never eating anything bad ever again."
Yeah,
That's not what's being, asked. Your
conveyed.
body
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
can handle certain things, but you just have to get there first. That's like you can't cheat on your way to becoming the best version of yourself. You have to lay that foundation first. And then after you like you said, created discipline within your own mind to where that doesn't affect you. Those triggers are not making you say, I need to have a snack that I know is not good for me before I go to bed. Once you reach that level, then I'm not saying Oreos. You're not gonna ever hear me advocate for Oreos, but
Yeah, yeah.
you can come up with alternatives. Like, you know what I mean? Would you
Oh my
be
God, I made a strawberry cluster the
Yeah,
other
would you
day.
be willing to eat a homemade Snickers bar, like something you made yourself that you know you can actually see what you're putting into there, no extra ingredients, because that's like a 5 ingredient thing right there,
Yeah,
and
I
less
yeah.
guilt. Or you can make yourself some oatmeal clusters and dip them in some dark chocolate. These are ways that you're
Mm,
still having your indulgence. However, you know underlying that you're really eating something that's not bad for you.
right.
You're
No,
getting
you're
you're,
absolutely
you're getting the antioxidants and the good things from the dark chocolate. You're
Yeah.
getting that oatmeal in your body, or maybe like some cranberries with it. Like you're creating that layer of, this is not junk food.
yeah.
This is food
Foundation.
that I previously enjoyed on a junk food level, but now I'm fitting it into my life to make it make sense for
Right.
me.
Alternative.
No, and
Yes.
yeah, no, yeah, I definitely started to find like alternatives. I started like even like like for me, I think the hardest part was always snacking. Like I didn't know what to
Yeah.
snack on. So like, after a while I was like, I like cucumbers, I like I chickpeas and stuff like that. So I started making like dried chickpeas. So like I'd have like a like something to just like, it's like toss in my mouth and eat. But I would make it with like the spices, like the Indian spices, and I would put it in the air fryer, so then it gets
Oh yeah.
like air fried. And then like now it's I can snack on it, and then I remember I snacked on it and I checked my sugar after, and I was like, my sugar was like, no, we don't see any sort of change here, like you're good. And I was nice and full. I didn't have to like, I didn't crave anything after that. But like it makes a difference, and not only that, like after a while honestly it's just fun to do now. Like I look forward to my cooking. I look forward to like experimenting with different fruits and fruits and vegetables. um and like you said, like make a nice little bonding thing with your family. So I try to do it with my daughter. I have her like, help me cook and stuff like that. And it's a process. You're 100% right. Like there's some people, for example, who smoke, right? And they're like, you know what, I could just quit. The next day they could just go cold turkey, stop smoking, done, right? For a lot of people, they can't do that. They might need a patch.
Exactly.
They might need to smoke a little bit less per day, and it's a gradual process, right? But the beauty of it is you can still do it. It may take longer for you to do. Maybe Rose can eat a lot cleaner than I can, right? Because she has more discipline. She has, maybe better access to food, whatever it may be. But just because like she's ahead on my journey doesn't mean that like I'm not doing, good.
Exactly. Don't
You
put
know,
that
Start
on
where
yourself.
you are.
start where you
Exactly.
are with
Start
what
where
you
you
have.
are.
Yep, absolutely.
You have to be grateful every time that you ride past a Burger King and go home and eat what you have that is a better option. You have to pat yourself on the back every time you see a bag of chips sitting next to an apple and you choose the apple. You have to take those baby steps, because those baby steps become the long
Accumulate.
run. Look, from baby steps to the long run, it's not just get up one day and start running. That may be some people's story, but that's not most people's
Most
story.
people.
It's years of not having access to information about food and thinking that you're eating properly and thinking that this stuff isn't hurting you. You have to now
Yes.
unlearn a lot of behavior. You have to unlearn a lot of information you previously thought was correct. And that's not going to be an overnight thing for a lot of people. You have to just, do your research, do your homework, take it one step at a time, and always congratulate yourself. Always
Yes.
understand, like, everything you did that made you do something different is a step towards the right direction.
Yep. No, absolutely amazingly said. I 100%
Wow.
agree. And
Everyone's
so
taking notes.
Oh, I am. I have a notebook now. I take notes on everything.
Let's take notes because this is
Um,
exactly what we need. We in the era of choosing. We have
your
so much around us, so much. It's packed. Every store is packed.
mm,
And to be able to eat a little more healthier, it's not that expensive as you think it is. A kale is $2.99. A
Exactly.
broccoli is $2. Guys, bag of chips is $5.99.
yeah.
And
A
now
No,
you're
bag of
buying
apple is
food.
$3.99. Guys, don't fool yourself.
yeah. It's like Beverly
You don't
said
need
at the
much.
it's like Beverly said. It's the convenience. You know, like people will sacrifice time on their body to put time to put junk in their body, and that's the way a lot of people like kind of like grow. And like I mean, really think about it. Especially like in America, you look around. What are they promoting? Like look at everywhere you go. It's like, oh look, they have a new baconator at Wendy's, and it's like 10 times bigger now for 1.99. One thing that I remember was big was like when I was going to Burger King when I was on a much younger. This is ages ago now, but when I was younger, I would go to Burger King because like even like McDonald's, they used to have salads.
BK.
Do you remember that they had salads and they were like obviously always more expensive than like the burgers? Like you can get a 99 cents hamburger or you can get a 3.99 salad and you're like, what the hell? It's so much more money. So much more money because it's obviously fresher ingredients and they fresher ingredients cost more. But did you know now if you go to any of these places that they don't sell that anymore? Like I went one time and they're like, oh we don't give out salads anymore. I'm like, what do you mean you don't give out salads? Like you
They
have
just
nothing green.
slowly remove them from all
Yep.
of the menus,
And
and
no one
now
knows.
the places you would have to go to get a salad as a fast food option is like a Wawa or a Quick.
Oh yeah, exactly. So like I think like little things like that. Now you look around. There's
Wendy's
some
have a
place.
taco salad.
Yeah, there's some places that still kind of promote that idea. Like I know like Taco Bell has like a protein bowl and stuff like that. But even that you gotta be careful. There's some places trying at least. But then there's some places that they're like, yo, we make so much money, we don't even care. Like look at McDonald's, look at Burger King. They're like whatever. Like we don't care about people being healthy.
McDonald's is a real estate company. It's not a
Yeah,
food company. It's a real
yeah,
estate company. To have a real estate of McDonald's, that's business.
yeah.
It's not
No,
about what they're
100%.
feeding. It's about having the real estate.
It's all about
Always
profit there.
remember, every fast food, it's about real estate business. It's not
Yeah.
about what they're serving. Because to have a McDonald's building or franchisee, it's gonna cost you half the zoo.
Mm,
So it's about having the real estate. The guy
yeah.
that owns McDonald's do not eat McDonald's.
Yeah, he knows
I'm sure
better.
he's
Yeah.
sitting in a nice steakhouse,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And choosing a
Um,
nice options.
Beverly, to your sorry, because I know we've been all over the place, but you're not you're what you're doing as far as like your ideas of eating healthy and even like your business. I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing because it is promoting what is important in living in life. Is it like is it a actual like restaurant or is it like a food truck or what exactly is?
We are typically invited to venues. We've
Mm,
worked in establishments. We don't have a brick and mortar at the moment. We
okay.
are working towards that. That's like our goal. We would like to start off with a food truck because New Jersey isn't necessarily notorious for having a bunch of food trucks, but I still think that would be a good opportunity to, get us into that industry. People have expressed interest to see us pull up to their buildings for lunch rush or breakfast or something like that. So I do believe New Jersey has potential for a food truck industry.
Yeah, no, I have a friend who started her own business with like I forgot who, but it's like someone she's well acquainted with, and it's a uh like a not a food truck, but it's like a moving bar, right? So like she goes to venues and like they set up shop and they'll make mixed drinks, they'll make things with like wine and beer and other
It's a
liquor.
portable bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like when there's an event, like they show up there and then they do their thing. And I think it's a bigger thing because now, uh,
Portable kitchen.
yeah, honestly, it saves a lot of money in a sense because you don't need to pay for like real estate if people are not showing up, and you have your place set up and you just kind of go where the business is, and then
Exactly. It kind of also, fuels us to not short sell ourselves with
Yeah.
anything we're doing, because we like to always, like, one thing I like to do is always create a vegan or at least vegetarian option with anything
Yes.
that I do, because food is for everyone, and I don't want anyone to feel like a restriction is being put on what they can and can't eat. I have a friend that's vegan, and one of her biggest complaints she always made about going anywhere was, you guys think because we don't eat meat that we just eat raw vegetables and that we're rabbits, and they want a quality of food as well. So I always try to
That's
consider
true.
that. Right now, a thing that I'm doing is sweet potato sliders.
Ooh. Oh man,
Yes, I was gonna
that sounds
recommend that
good.
for you. That's a really good way to, enjoy that burger,
Oh,
that
shipping?
yeah, that same fast food feeling without that guilty result. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with these types of like food. Like I mean, like
So
whenever
creative.
I mean, because I use beans a lot of time when I'm cooking, but I replace like things even with like a lettuce wrap, and like I love it. Like it's just like so much more like refreshing to like eat. Even what
It's
like
more texture to it as well. Do you
yeah,
notice that?
yeah.
Crunchy.
Like even like, I appreciate like so my wife loves Red Robin and my kid loves Red Robin. That's fine, right? But when I go there, I'm like I don't like to get the burger. Like I mean I'll get a burger, but like I won't get like the buns with it. I'm like, can I just get a lettuce wrap minus all these sauces? And like at least have like a patty. I know it's probably not the greatest, but that's fine. But then I'll get that with like a side of broccoli, and then just like a water with lemon. Like I said, it might not be the healthiest meal, but it sure as hell beats like having
But
like a double
it's
patty
baby
breaded
steps.
burger. Yeah, exactly. But but I appreciate that the businesses have stuff like that, but not everybody like has that, and like some places unfortunately have it, and it's not healthy. Like if you go to Burger King, they have a veggie burger, but
Real.
that's also very much well processed and not as delicious as one that you can make at home, with the proper ingredients, which is another thing I wanted to get
Yes,
into.
different.
Um,
Bean burger.
I would like to ask you something really weird and or unorthodox, right? So I'm gonna ask you three questions. They're all related to the same thing, right? My
Okay.
first question is, what is your favorite breakfast?
My favorite breakfast. All right, so I would do a multi-grain piece of toast, or two if I'm gonna cut out any additional proteins. I would take like maybe some egg whites or one egg for my people who are up and coming and trying to try new things.
Mm-hmm.
But I would take avocado. I would
Mm.
mash it up on
Okay.
one side, and I have everything bagel seasoning that is salt free, and I put that on the avocado. Yep, and I just kind of make that into like a breakfast sandwich. Sometimes, if I'm feeling really fancy, I'll get some cherry tomatoes and cut them in half and put them in between. So it's basically like a little egg white, avocado, tomato, like I'm a BLT, if you will, minus the bacon.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds honestly amazing. So I'm honestly writing these down for ideas. But I also wanted to
Take
ask
notes.
just so
Not
much
only
food.
you. I just had that yesterday, and I'm like, bingo, we're on the
Mhm.
same page.
Yeah, no, that
I'll
that that
put
actually
some
You
arugula
sounds.
work.
on top.
I do
Yeah,
arugula too. That's crazy.
I
Sometimes
do
I
arugula, and
I
I put
do
like
it
hemp
sometimes
seeds.
when I'm like feeling like I just need some spinach in my life. So sometimes
Yeah,
I
yeah,
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. I
a
might.
little
he's
hemp
like
I'm
seeds
gonna
he's
do this.
like
to
I
calm
I'm
just
your
doing this right
nerves.
need
after the
some
podcast. This is
things.
gonna be my breakfast. All right. So
Yes,
same question,
yes.
along the same lines, right? Rose,
For lunch.
favorite? What's your favorite? No, no. What's your favorite breakfast? Because I'd like to know what you like to eat too.
My favorite breakfast, you know what I always say? I don't eat what I like. I eat what my body needs, what
Mm,
fuels it, right? So
okay.
basically, I could do the same toast as Beverly said, minus the spices. I put hemp seeds or chia seeds, which is a good source of omega 3, good for your brain, for your nerve system. And also, I could do like a hard boiled eggs, two hard boiled eggs. I put salad. It could be spring mix, it could be spinach, it could be arugula, right? With
Mm-hmm.
some balsamic vinegar. Make sure it doesn't have a caramel color, no sugar. So I usually go to this company that they like make it themselves. Usually I put like coconut white balsamic vinegar with a little bit of peach olive oil just to mix it up, or key lime. It gives that flavor. Put some cherry tomatoes. That's the best. Okay? Just make sure you eat your berries and fruit separately from your food.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
So
separately. That's important. Don't
Yeah,
mix it
whenever I have
together.
that egg white
It's
sandwich, I
no
typically have my
nutritional
berries
value.
as a snack. So I would finish the breakfast at first, and then like wait about 15 to 30 minutes, and then I would have like a bowl of
Yes.
strawberry, blueberries, a little mango, and I do honey on top as
mhm.
my sweetener. So
Yes.
Yeah,
because
So
honey.
do
fruit is
not, yes.
natural
And
sugars.
also, yes, that's amazing. And also, do not drink and eat together. Please do not. Drink your water separately from food. Why? Because
Yeah, yeah, I learned
the
that. Yeah.
drink will not properly digest your food. Okay? Separate that. Meal is your meal. Your beautiful carbs, your beautiful protein, your fats. In the morning, the most important thing to eat is fats. It's very important. That's why in my salad, I could put some pistachios, I could put some white pecan, any nuts that I want on my salad. It's important, okay?
Mm,
So you have your good carbs, you have your fats, you have your protein, okay? Quail eggs are the best alternative for regular eggs because it's kind of heavier regular
mm,
eggs. So if you switch to quail eggs, they're more healthier.
mm,
Okay. And of course, as she said, Beverly said that have that bowl. Berries, it's your antioxidants. It's a
mm,
natural sugar that
mm.
you do need. That's a beautiful snack. I do it separately. Just make sure your berries are separate from your tropical foods, from your tree food. Those are three different things, right? Don't mix
Right,
them
right.
together. You want your cherries, berries, put them together. Sometimes I put top of the protein as yogurt.
Yeah.
Yogurt is a good source of probiotics, which is good for your gut. Put that together. Berries, you can put natural honey, not the sugar honey that you buy in the
I
store,
was
Yeah, yeah,
gonna
yeah.
okay?
say,
Raw,
yeah,
like raw
when you
honey.
do get yogurt, avoid getting xylitol as an ingredient. It's
Okay.
you want to just be careful with getting stuff that has
Preservatives.
I believe it's aspartame.
Yeah,
You want
yeah.
to be
Yeah.
careful with
Magnification.
that because
Mm,
it's a sugar substitute that's no good for you.
yeah. Now for the
Try to
longest
look for
time.
things that have natural cane sugar, also green leaf stevia.
Hmm.
That's a really good healthy substitute.
Monk fruit
I've
extract.
yeah, I've started using monk fruit sugar.
Yeah,
And it's interesting. It's true about the like the zero sugar stuff too. Because as much as like, hey, look, there's no sugar in here. They have the alternative, so it's normally
yeah. You
aspartame,
have to,
and that's just as
aspartame.
like
Preservatives.
addictive.
They're slowly starting to use another word for aspartame now, so you have to look out for that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
GUM,
it's
gum.
if it's a
Yeah.
process if it's a product you know for having that in it and you just see it disappear, just know if they probably
They're
didn't take it
finding
out of
another.
that
Yeah.
product, they just renamed
Renamed
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
absolutely, absolutely right. But yeah. Oh my God, both of those breakfasts sound amazing. So now we're gonna move on to to lunches. So, Beverly,
lunch.
what do you like to do for lunch?
Okay, my absolute favorite lunch in the world would be a kale salad with
Okay. Yeah.
fresh minced garlic. The kale would need to be fresh as well. I would rinse it overnight. I would also do cucumber and avocado. You don't want to do tomato in salads that have cucumber in it because they don't do the same thing for your body at the same time. They're good individually, but not so much together.
Mm.
So that's why you're going to make sure that that one's really going to have a lot of green vegetables in it. I will also recommend doing like some green onion in there or some scallion. Um, I use a balsamic vinegar
Okay.
for that. You always want to keep your vinegar strips. Always lean towards vinaigrettes. They're less heavy than creamy, or even the Italian dressing is good, but I try to get that one as having zero fat in it. I try to get the 0 calorie version of it. Also, a little twist of lemon in there.
Yeah.
That's gonna take away the bitterness, and always massage your kale with a little bit of organic olive oil before you actually eat it. It softens the kale up if you massage some olive oil
Okay.
for a couple minutes. Yes. So just get your hand in there and get to massaging. It's only 2 minutes before you put your other ingredients on. And you only need to do a half a teaspoon worth of olive oil because you don't want it to be saturated. You just want it to, like, you'll visibly see when it's getting softer.
So when it comes to, so outside of that question, that sounds amazing, by the way. But yeah, I always like to do some sort of salad for lunch. And I do spinach with like mixes of that. But it's good to know
And
about the separating the tomato. That I didn't actually think about it in that sense. But like, just cooking in general. When it comes to cooking with oils, right? So like, organic oils fine to cook with, or organic olive oils like.
It
Don't cook
doesn't
with.
have to just be olive oil. Grapeseed oil is a good. You just want to find things that don't have too high of a burning point, or that are not gonna like make your food burnt up easily. So
Okay.
grapeseed oil, avocado oil. I use sunflower oil.
Okay. Grapeseed. Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to.
looking for like just like alternatives because back then, if I made certain foods, I would use butter, but I just cut out butter
Oh no,
altogether. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I cut that all out. No, but now I
Okay,
use
let's start charging.
yeah. I'm like
yeah,
butter.
right. I have no, but I use I use olive oil, like just like a little bit of it, just so I have something to like cook with. But I want to use other stuff. But I have heard of avocado oil. I think I actually have some,
You might
but I
like
just
avocado oil a lot
yeah.
because it's not it's the exact same thing as olive oil in terms of the taste. Like
Okay.
sometimes certain oils can have a different taste or change the taste of the food. Like I know some people like coconut oil, but some people don't. Some people
Yeah.
say you can tell when coconut oil was used in their food. So that's why I said avocado is that perfect substitute because it gives you the same flavor layer that basically the olive oil does, but it's just better for you in terms of like quality.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'll probably
Olive
pick that
oil
up.
is great, but avocado oil is phenomenal.
I know I can take your word for it. So when I go grocery shopping today, I will definitely buy it. But that sounds delicious. Rose, how about you?
Me, let's take a look. First of all, I want to say, eat your food seasonally. Okay? In seasons,
Yes.
food costs less. Number one. Number two, they're more nutritious, more ripe. So make sure if it's a winter time, go on eat your root vegetables, right? If it's a summertime, go ahead eat your watermelon. So take a look at the season. Take a look. If you don't know what to eat, just Google it. Seasonal food.
Hmm.
What's right now? Right now it's pomegranate. Guys, pomegranate is the key ingredient. I could put it in my salad. I could put it in my fruit bowl. I could put it in my breakfast. Just pomegranate, guys. Okay.
Hmm.
So as Beverly said, yes, do not eat cold food with hot food, which is cucumber, right? And a tomato. Tomato is a hot food, and the cucumber is the cold food. Don't mix them together; they don't digest. The same with the cabbage, not the squash and a zucchini. They don't go together. So that's more of like a Ayurveda medicine, and you can learn that from Ayurveda medicine, what digests and what not. Okay. My biggest thing for a lunch is when the sun at the highest point, which means everything that you eat at lunchtime is your biggest meal, number one. Number two, everything is a burning quicker. It's like your GI system is like a fire
Hmm.
because according to the sun, okay? You eat according and you sleep in your biorhythms. Everything's according to the nature. We're all
Hmm.
nature. So one of the biggest things for lunch, guys, I would recommend, you don't have to, but I recommend slow burning carbs,
Yeah.
which is grains. Okay? Not a lot of people use grains, not a lot of people know about grains, okay? Especially in the United States, they only know rice. Okay? Like I grew up with when you go to the store, there's a million variety of grains. There's buckwheat, there's millet, there's farro, there's amaranth, there's so much. There's quinoa. right? Three
I
color
love
quinoa,
quinoa.
quinoa, couscous.
I gotta try it. I haven't
Guys,
tried it yet.
quinoa has every single amino acid that you need to your body. Eating a cup of quinoa is like eating a piece of chicken.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So when you have your plate, make sure that half of your plate is vegetables. It could be cooked, it could be raw. Okay? Another half is a little bit of grain in a quarter, and another quarter is your choice of protein. Okay? It could be anything, fish, whatever you like. Okay? Have your protein, the biggest protein, in the lunchtime, not
Mm,
at the dinner. Because at
mm,
the dinner, you want to have your light. Remember that quote, eat like a king,
mm.
right? At lunch, eat like a prince in the morning, and eat like a poor at night. So it's basically the same thing. Have your biggest meal at lunch, have your lightest meal at night, and eat before 7, not after 7. Why? We eat after 7, we don't sleep well.
Mm-hmm.
It's instead of our body going to the rest moment after 7, it has to continue working.
Yeah.
You should be resting. You should be healing yourself while you're sleeping. And what are you doing? You're making your body work again.
Yeah.
You think your body's gonna love you for that?
No.
If the liver, they have this saying, beautiful saying, if your liver would have hands, it would choke you. So stay
No,
healthy,
that's a
guys.
I have heard that before. But yeah, that actually sounds good too because I've always been interested in quinoa. I've never had it. I've seen it obviously. I don't even think I've tried it at like restaurants per se.
Specific days, use a
I was
ghee
gonna
butter
say, do
with
you
that.
have a Whole
Ghee
Foods in your
butter.
area?
I do. Oh yeah, close enough. I do.
Okay, I would recommend just as a test run because quinoa can be difficult for beginners
That's what
to
people
cook.
say. Yeah.
Yes, it can be difficult. So I would recommend going to Whole Foods. They actually pre-make quinoa already made in their hot bar section.
Oh.
You get yeah, you just get a small size cup of it. Just to see. They don't season it. They don't. It's just regular quinoa. By the book,
Mm,
and it'll give you an opportunity to see what it tastes like, and then after that, you can kind of decide if you are ready to experiment with it. But at
that's it.
least, but I don't want you to experiment first, and then maybe you
I've
did.
done that. I'm a habit of doing. I've done that before. I've bought food where I'm
Yes.
like, I want to try it, so I buy like a huge bag of it, and I try it. And I'm like, I don't like this, and now I have a bag of
Yes.
something I'm not gonna eat. No, that's a good suggestion.
Exactly.
I'm gonna
Quinoa.
check that out.
Quinoa is very like a specific taste, so I would definitely recommend to use some ghee butter. Ghee butter is perfect for
Yeah,
grains.
yeah,
Okay, anything that I have, I use not regular ghee butter. Okay, GHEE.
yeah,
So
yeah. No,
and
it's yeah, good
also
butter.
I for quinoa, I would like to put at least Italian spices, basil, dry basil, just to give that flavor because quinoa has no flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And if you're being Indian, you have a probably whole.
the palate. Yeah,
I
I've
do
said
know
that.
that Indian people use 30 spices a day, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
No,
I only know.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like I said, we have a tray of like 7 in there, and there's more outside of that. I'm like, let me just try with these 7 here and master the art here. So I cook like for my lunch. I normally do like a salad, but I'll do it with like a tofu. And then I didn't know how exactly to do tofu, so I'm super experimenting with stuff. So I'm actually using like a Greek yogurt, like a non-fat Greek yogurt for myself in this sense. And I put like a spoon of it in, and then like like I just kind of like stir it till it's almost like a dressing, and I put spices into it, right? And then after I put spices into it, I'll throw the tofu into it. So then like it's kind of like glazed over and nice. And I use like garam masala, I use paprika and stuff like that. And I don't know what I made, but I like it. It's not for everyone. I put a little bit of lemon in it to add a little bit of that like spritzy taste. It's weird. It's weird, but I'm experimenting, and like I like it, But like I like eating foods that can absorb other flavors. So like quinoa sounds pretty fun because at least I can experiment with the different spices and stuff like that. My mom likes to use lentil, like it's called dal, right? And they make it. in such a way it becomes like a liquid. So they eat that with rice. But I was like, oh, if I eat this with quinoa, it would be healthier for me to do, you know. And I haven't done it yet because I haven't tried quinoa, but I'm hoping to try it soon. But that's a
Try
good
it.
suggestion
There's
from
Beverly said, yeah, Whole Foods.
Yeah, I gotta go to Whole Foods and just like I definitely wanna try different stuff, but I want to ask people, and obviously, like, asking you guys is fantastic as well. But look how easy like it is to get this information. Like it's just us talking here. Like this could have been a phone call, a Facebook call, and you could be watching me cook and
Priority
all that.
having the
Like
right
we live in
people.
such a beautiful age that like if I need anything, I'm like, hey, let me just hit up Rose. Let me just hit up Beverly. Like, hey, Beverly, I don't know what I messed up here, but I need some help. And then, all right, try this, try that, and there you go. But I definitely gotta try that. And yeah, I know food seasonal. Somebody did mention that to me before, and I believe that to be very true too. And I love
Seasonal.
pomegranate, so I definitely have to experiment
Yes.
a lot more with that. So let's end the night here. So what do you guys like to do for dinners? So we'll start with Beverly and Rose. Beverly, what do you like to do?
Lately, I have taken to making my own Chinese food.
Ooh, like
So
a stir
Okay,
fry
now.
kind of thing.
yes, I got to wok some oyster sauce. I have basically the rice vinegar.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
toasted almond, sesame seed oil.
That
Yes,
sounds good. Oh my
yes, yes.
god.
So what I do is I buy lo mein noodles and oh my gosh, some fresh bok choy.
Oh yes.
I get a carrot and I shred it.
When I say go eat her food, that's what I mean.
Listen. Once we monetize and we become big, we're gonna do a cooking show with Beverly, and I'm
Okay,
gonna have
yeah.
every single
Yes.
day.
Yes.
No, that sounds amazing. And it's just like Rose said. It's a nice light dinner, right? It's nothing crazy, but it sounds filling. It sounds like I'm
It's
drooling.
filling
Thank God you
because
guys can't see it, but I'm drooling a little bit.
the
Um,
vegetables, the flavor, the
they
color.
complement each other very well. Yeah,
Oh my
absolutely.
Mm,
goodness.
Oh my God, I'm
mm.
writing this stuff down
One of
here.
the additions to that I love camp. If you go to Whole Foods, find yourself like camp noodles. They were 6.99, but they're gonna last you for like 3, 4 times of a use.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You put it on your refrigerator. You refrigerate it. Camp noodles. They are high on omega 3 vitamins, minerals. So what I do when it comes, I usually use that at lunch. You can do that at night if we are experimenting with the Chinese food, right? More like Korean food too.
Mm.
So I fresh chicken, right, from the butcher, fresh chicken, make a cubes, and I take all colors of peppers,
Mm.
red,
Mm.
yellow, orange, green. Just slice it up like this, big ones. Don't take the mini ones. What do you get from the mini one? So take the big ones, right? Throw that in there with some garlic. You can shredder some carrots and just cooking oil. You can use avocado oil. I usually put just two two spoons of water. I don't use
Mm.
any oil. So
Mm.
and then I just toast that chicken in there, steam some vegetables in there, the peppers. They get like semi crunchy. You don't
Mm.
want it too crunchy, but you don't want it too mushy either, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then you put camp noodles,
Mm.
guys. Your plate will look vibrant. Your gut will thank you. You're gonna have a great mood. You're not gonna crave any Oreos and Burger King. You're gonna crave one more plate of camp noodles.
I honestly, I think we're gonna change up this
I'm already
podcast.
drooling.
I think we're just gonna change this to all food related. Or we're gonna have to start a food podcast. That's what we're gonna have to do now. Oh my God, this all sounds
Yes,
so.
podcast with Beverly. Yeah.
It is
Uh,
honestly. Listen, we could set something like that up, Beverly. If you want to do like a cooking show, I'll
I
set up like a YouTube channel
I
for
will
you.
bring the ingredients and you guys
Yes.
can eat
Let's
everything.
do it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm the. We're, I
Box
mean, we're
Kitchen
definitely.
Show.
We'll definitely get. I'm definitely gonna get your information. I'm sure our viewers will want to. When they check it out, like
Yes.
check out your links too. So I'll get that from Rose. I'll definitely add it to the to the
A
YouTube
lighter
description.
dinner, guys. Lighter
And I'll
dinner.
find it.
You can have our sweet potatoes. Break it down. You can have just broccoli, or you can make Squash patties. There's so many
Yeah,
patties you
yeah,
could do.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Drizzle up with that coconut with the toasted almonds on top. Make your plate
When
look foodable,
I'm
please.
saying when you're ready
That
to
you
take
want.
that plunge, we're gonna start making zoodles. We're gonna get the squash and the zucchini, and we're gonna turn that into the pasta noodles. And now that's just a whole nother game changer within itself, right there. Now you're eating a meal comprised of 90% vegetable.
Oh my god. I'm coming up with just ideas
Look,
on
she got the
expanding
whole
this.
love coming out of her.
Ooh, I'm
Yes,
starving
look,
now.
look.
Yeah,
You
I'm
love
already
your
all
you
like
love,
love your body.
all love. Yes,
this is
all love. I'm here ready to the festival carnival movement with the Mardi Gras.
I
Yes.
definitely want to experiment with more of these foods and ideas, and I definitely want to get Beverly's information. I will definitely follow up with that. But we definitely could talk about something in maybe in the well, like for me, it's like I'm just waiting for the weather to get better because like I hate the cold and stuff. But man, this is all giving me ideas. So like, you know what? I'm about to start a YouTube channel of like Beverly cooking, just so then she can put her food out there so people can see and you
Please,
know
guys,
stuff like that.
you want to
I
order her
listen.
food, you want to eat her food. I
Do
want to
you?
thank everyone who's watching. I want to thank everyone
Yeah,
who's in the chat
absolutely.
saying hello. I want to thank everyone who's going to watch us later and just
No,
take notes.
listen,
Today is just about taking
we live in
notes.
an age, right, where, like we said, right now, the foods that are being promoted, the stuff that's out there on TV, right, not great, right? Not the best, very unhealthy for you. You could be killing you, you know, stuff like that. Listen, it is our job to put ourselves out there to say, no, there is a better alternative, there is a better way. And it starts with all of us, right? So we may just be three people here with, you know, a healthier mindset and ideas, right? But like, I mean, outside of the fact that you have your business, Beverly, the fact that you want to at least promote not just for yourself, right? Because I'm sure you love these meals as much as you make them, right? But like
Yes.
now you're now you're putting it out there that you want to try to listen. If I ever hit a point that I can support a business or like put it out there, I would get you a food truck in a heartbeat, and I'd be like, Beverly, put your damn self out there. Go to all the
Hello,
places where there's a
investors.
lot of businesses eating all this crappy food, and let them know that you exist, because I think it is very important. But
Exactly.
honestly,
They
we
need to
live in an
know
age,
you
and
exist.
I thank Rose for Motivation Station, because these are ideas I would love to expand on, and I would love to talk to you more about it. You know, over time, if there's stuff ideas I can come up with, if there's people we can talk to, I would, in a heartbeat. You know, and we live in an age that we can do this, and I am gonna make a vow to do it, because I think it's not just important in my health, and I want to be healthier, and I want my family to be healthy, but I want people to understand that they can live this life.
Let's
You know,
promote health.
listen, you can be 40, 50 years old, and you can be like, well, I don't have the time to do it. No, you can do it. You can do it when, especially with the right help. And I think that you have that giving soul. You have that innate, like, in there, like, I want to do this for everyone, right? Which I love, and I think that's why, like, everyone that we've like had on the podcast has had that glow, like, I want to make a difference in life. And
Yes.
every
Passion.
time I do this podcast, every episode that I get to know someone, I'm more motivated. Like, I'm just like blown away, and I'm like, you know what? If I can do something to help you, I'll do it in a heartbeat. I did something really random yesterday, and it just felt good to do it. So yesterday was Valentine's Day, right? You know what I did? I wanna. I have, you know, I have my daughter. My daughter doesn't really know the holiday, right? But I want her to know what it means to like have like a gentleman in your life, right? So, you know, I don't really, my wife and I don't do Valentine's Day because we're just kind of like, yeah, it's whatever, right? But like, she loves to eat. So like, her thing is like, she loves sushi, she loves Korean barbecue, whatever, right? So we're gonna go out to eat eventually, but we don't like to go out on the holiday. So I picked up some sushi for her, right, for yesterday. But I bought a rose. Literally, I bought a rose, right, from work when I was at work coming home for my daughter, because I was like, you know what, I want my daughter to be like, I want her to understand this holiday is about like giving and stuff like that, right? And when I was buying a rose, and you just see people come in and out buying, but you know, like, cause it's Valentine's Day, they're trying to get it last minute, whatever, right? I bought two roses, right? So the lady was like an elderly Spanish woman, and she was wrapping it up. I'm like, oh, just do me a favor, can you wrap up one? And she's like, yeah, okay. So she wrapped up one and handed it to me, and then she handed me the other one, and I handed that one right back to her, and I said, this is for you. And like she was just like kind of thrown away. She was like, what?" I was like, "You should celebrate this holiday too. I hope you have a a happy Valentine's Day." And like I didn't wait for it. I was just like, "I hope you have a good day." And I was like, "I don't need a receipt." And I started walking away. As I'm walking away, I could hear her giggling like a little schoolgirl. She was just like so excited. Like I don't know, maybe no one ever gave her a rose like that before. But I was like, I just want to do something nice, and she deserves love too. So I gave her a rose. And I was like, "Happy Valentine's Day." And I think I made her day, and I think it was something beautiful to do. So I vowed to myself that every single day I'm gonna do something nice. Whether it's like I walk
Mhm.
around and maybe I have a note that says "You matter" or things will get better or whatever, and I'll just carry it in my pocket. I'm gonna go shopping today. I'm just gonna hand it to someone random and walk away. I think it's important to spread that kind of love. And when I did yesterday, I felt great, and I brought that rose home, and my daughter was like so happy. She gave me like the biggest hug, and I was like, I'm gonna do that every year
Oh,
on like Valentine's. So I like even like just me doing that. Like I want to. If it wasn't for the podcast, if it wasn't for like events that happened in my life, I don't think I'd be doing any of this stuff. But the fact that I'm doing it, like I think it was made to happen, and I think it's important that like people should also be motivated to live their lives, whether it's healthy, right? If it's about eating healthy, cutting out bad foods, right? Or just spreading that positivity. Buy a
spreading
rose for
love.
someone, you
Look at
know?
that.
Mhm.
So definitely, Beverly, I think you have an amazing, amazing business, and I love what you do. And I definitely want to get your social media stuff. I'm definitely gonna throw it out there to
You
people,
want
throw
to
it
eat
out
her
to
food.
suggestions. Um, I would love to talk business down the line, absolutely, in a heartbeat, and we can definitely see if we can get something rolling. And you're in Somerset. Like this is the biggest thing. Everyone Rose knows is like local, and I'm like, I have to
Yeah.
visit. I
Aw.
have to visit everybody because everyone is here. But I'm just waiting for the weather to get better. But I would love to have like one of your meals, um, and I would love to talk more about it. But honestly, it's been an honor and privilege to have you, and I'm so proud of you. And I know you said you have a co-business partner, right?
Yes,
Please,
Quadir.
please,
She's
yes,
gonna be
please,
on
please,
pretty soon.
share.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
please
bring her
share
back.
our gratitude and our love for them too, because obviously you guys work together to get this going, and please continue to do what you do. And if
Thank
there's anything we can do to even like listen, I'm game to make a YouTube channel for you, do a little cooking show. Listen, I'll make
look,
the time for it. You
we're
know.
gonna we're gonna definitely make the time for
20,
it and work on
2025 is our year, okay, Beverly? It is our
yes,
year to make stuff happen. And then we
absolutely.
have the motivation to do it. Rose, you have anything? I'm sorry. I'm like just talking on and on.
It's great. Yes, it's great. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for bringing your energy, for sharing your love for cooking, your love for spreading love and spreading the health around. I know the reasons behind it. So today, as Beverly said, let's start with the baby steps.
Yes.
Baby
Big steps
steps.
for your
Move
long
up.
Let's
run.
start with
Let's
self
level up,
love.
you know?
Let's start by making a choice by looking at the plate. Is it vibrant
Yeah.
or is it sad looking? Is your plate sad looking and gray looking? Maybe you need to add some colors.
It's crazy how much food actually affects your mood. If your food looks bland and
Yeah,
boring, you're gonna not feel great either. You're gonna be like,
yeah.
when I saw my plate and it was like bright green and like like orange or whatever with spices and stuff like that, I was like, oh man, like I was proud of what I made. I was like, this is delicious.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm about to go make some tofu right now as soon as this podcast ends. But yeah, like Beverly, like I said, it was an honor and pleasure to have you.
Thank you guys
I'm
so much for having me.
Absolutely, and I actually would love to do a thing. So I mean, I'm obviously going to talk to you, in the near future anyway. But I
Yeah,
would love to have you again on the podcast, and maybe like if we can prep it earlier, maybe we can have some sort of breakfast item. Maybe you can show it off and
I
show
was
us.
gonna say that like with a little bit more time, I could just bring out what
Yeah,
day to day
absolutely.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner would look like in my house, and
Yeah.
all of
We
those
need
items that I
Beverly
show
cooking
are
show.
available to be purchased.
Listen, look.
Yes,
We
yes.
live in a beautiful age that this one little idea, you don't know what can happen. You don't know what can
Exactly.
happen. you know so like
Mm.
you just coming up, and I'm sure it wasn't, it could have been like one day you just like, what, I'm going to do this, and you did it. And like even in getting this far, right, you may not
Mhm.
be like as far as you may want to be, but oh my god, you are in the right direction. Let me tell you, you will get there with flying colors, and people are going to be like, oh, do you know Beverly? And it's like, oh man, I know. I have her. I'm gonna make sure I get your autograph, so I'll be one of the first few to actually have it. But like, I just I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And like I said, we'll definitely keep in touch. Send. I'm sure Rose has it, but Rose, please send me like
Yeah,
the
I'll
description.
send her anything, but she should have everything already.
Yes, yes.
But
Just
definitely cheers.
Beverly, if you want to
Oh,
have a couple of words for the
yeah, yeah.
people that are
Any
watching you
last
right now,
parting
taking
words for our
notes
viewers?
Um, like I said, guys,
for your
baby steps
clients.
to get to your long run. Don't be afraid. Don't let fear hold you back from trying something new, from trying a different way to do things. And, we all come from different households and backgrounds and walks of life. We don't have to eat how our parents ate. We don't have to eat how their parents ate. You can start your own new traditions and be who you want to be when it comes to food. And I just want everybody to understand, like, don't let bad behaviors that you learn hold you back from becoming the best version of yourself.
Once again, nailed it right in the head. And again, like you said, don't be afraid.
Cheers
And
to that.
I think yes, cheers to that. Let me hold on. Some stuff. Cheers to that, right? But also 100% that like ask for help if you ever need. Like the reason I asked you guys for your favorite lunch is I did want to know. Like of course I just wanted to know what you guys like to eat in the general. But now B, I also have ideas. I'm gonna experiment with some other foods. I'm gonna experiment with quail eggs or even egg whites and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you know what? It doesn't hurt to try it. And now if I have a question, I'm friends with Rose, I'm friends with Beverly. I could just be like, yo, like I got this,
Mhm.
but what do I do with it? And you guys will have ideas. And I implore that anybody watching, whether it's live or even after, and with Beverly's link below,
Listening
if
on
you have questions,
Spotify.
follow her, freaking hit her up on Instagram, ask her for some tips, and this is just gonna open so many more avenues. You don't understand how excited I am for this. But well, again, thank you
You're
again for
going to
being.
be have, yeah,
Yes.
saved link. You can
You.
share it with your clients and your business.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, one thing I definitely would like to do, and like I said, when we talk more, right, we'll make some business cards, make something banners, some simple stuff, and just have people reach out to you, you know. So, I'm the bigger reason I'm getting into is like because I'm trying to get into project management for work in general, but like I want to love what I do, and if I can like I don't even care about the money on my end. If I can help promote like your business and help you grow, right? Not as like just an individual, but as a business, right? And just you being able to promote better foods for people that really truly need it, like isn't that like the purpose of life at this point, isn't aren't we all about rising, lifting each other up? We had a last few podcasts, one of the girls was like, if I'm rising, you're rising with me. And that's exactly what you're doing, Beverly, is you're like, if I'm gonna rise, I'm supporting my food health, I'm doing it for you too, because then you can do it, and you can be 20, 30, you can be 40, 50, 60, 70.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter, you can start this path and it's beautiful. But
Start right
again,
now.
cheers to 2025 for you and your business, and
Cheers.
I'm looking forward to working with you and talking to you. But thanks for being here, and I definitely want to have you on our podcast again to talk
No
more,
problem.
or even show us your food,
Yes.
but
So
definitely
thank you guys so much for having me, and I will
yes,
talk to you again soon.
yes, thank you again so
Thank you
much.
for
All
your
right,
time. I
take care
love
of
you.
yourself, okay?
Yes. Have a good
All right,
one.
you too. Okay, all right, hold on, I'm blown away. Like I need a second to breathe right now.
All right, you need a moment here.
All right.
So
We definitely took a
thank you
little bit
so
more time
much.
than I wanted to, but
Definitely,
yes,
Beverly. Thank you so much. All the love.
absolutely.
She was showing so much love. And I'm sure you guys have a beautiful day yesterday. And lots of chocolate and flowers. I'm grateful for you guys. And wow, I'm ready for a festival in Mardi Gras. And we're still in the love note. Love for
Yeah.
food, love for cooking, love for life.
The
Guys, it's
the
time to
expressions, yeah.
love
Yeah, no,
yourself
as I say, yeah,
and
the
have love.
expressions out there for the love of life in general, right? Whether it's in food format, whether it's self-care, whether it's you
Yes.
expressing and inspiring others, it's a beautiful time right now. It's the most beautiful time to be alive, to be honest. And yeah, I One thing I did want to mention lastly on our podcast was that our podcast is we're trying to work on time limits, and I know today was a little bit longer than normal, but we're Rose and I decided to come up with an idea that when it comes to our podcasts and our guests, it's going to be all about the guests and talking to them, and any sort of feelings or thoughts or how we want to talk more about, or will be in a separate episode that I am going to call end of month wrap ups. So the last Saturday of the months, Rose and I are just going to do podcasts on our own, revisiting our previous podcasts and talking more about how we felt about our guests.
Summarizing it.
Yeah. So then at that point, we can at least save time in our podcast and then be able to talk about it as well. So I don't want to take up anyways too much time. Although I would love to talk about this all day and every day, you know.
I want
But
to say one more beautiful
yes,
thing.
of course, please, please.
One of the beautiful things that's happening in this episode, we are um, breaking the bracket of 1,000 views, and I just
Well,
want to congratulate us
yes,
for
cheers to that.
having this a beautiful moment. Show number 17, 1,000 views, and we
Thousand views,
have a couple of new subscribers. Yes,
Rose. A
today's
thousand
going
views.
to be,
A
yes,
thousand views
today.
in
Today
17
is
episodes.
gonna break 1,000
A
views.
thousand views
Okay.
in 17. I'm so stoked. You have no idea. This podcast has been an absolute pleasure to do,
Yes,
and I
and we
honestly,
have
you're
new subscribers that I want to
okay.
say hello to.
Yes, thank you for
I'm
subscribing.
grateful
Thank you for
for
watching.
Spotify listeners as well. Guys, you're not neglected. We're here for you. Thank you for listening in your car. And it's just, what an amazing moment. Yeah,
We
1,000
actually
views, buddy.
not only do we have 1,000 views on Spotify, oh sorry, on YouTube, and a few new subscribers, right? We also have subscribers on Spotify too, a few more. Um, and yeah, I love the fact that I can listen to it on. I was on the train, and I was watching I was listening to the episode with Rosanna, and I was like, man, this is just beautiful. I was just sitting chilling on the train and just like listening to myself, and it was just enjoyable to hear, you know. But I look forward to doing more episodes. I look forward to our further guests. Rose, honestly, you've been absolutely amazing. I love working with you, and honestly, it
Thank
doesn't
you.
even feel like work. We're having coffee conversations, you know. Um, and I look forward to our progress and the things that we can do for not just ourselves but each other and our viewers and our guests and everybody that in between, you know. But to the rest of you, yeah, I agree with Rose. I hope you all had a fantastic Valentine's Day. Keep spreading that love. And, with Mardi Gras, be safe. Have a lot of fun. I know Rose is going to have fun. Rose is already getting into it. But, be safe.
Yes,
Have
I'm
fun
right
out there.
here.
And to everybody else, listen, cheers from Motivation
Cheers.
Station. Thank you for being part of this family and our community. And we look forward to seeing you next time. See you next week. And have a motivated day.
Have a motivated day and an amazing weekend.
Take care.
Bye bye.